morning, fellow apes and humans and other types of beings. This is sober living day 6 or 7. I'm not sure. It was raining earlier. The rain was beautiful. Probably start again. I think it's roll my pants up. I think it's day 6 without meth. Day 7 without alcohol. They're gonna keep me here for another few days. Not a bad place to be. Beautiful hillside. I need to walk down this little nature preserve here down to the school. I went down there yesterday. Went running uphill till my legs started cramping up. Sunday is kind of a weird day around here because most of the usual staff isn't here. Not supposed to leave the property by myself, so farthest I can walk is down to the end of the driveway. I think I picked the worst possible time to take a shower. I guess everybody else already had their showers, so I got like the last of the hot water. So that was kind of junk. I got in the hot tub last night. Just cool. It's my first time getting in the hot tub over here. We have a hot tub on the back porch, which was pretty good. So yeah, this is the end of the driveway here, and then the walking trail down there. We have to be supervised to go down there. Running low on cigarettes again. Chain smoking like a motherfucker, drinking a bunch of coffee. But I guess my vitals are pretty good. Blood pressure is normal. They took me off all the heavy medication, so just taking vitamins and the shit that's supposed to help with my shakes. But I really don't feel like it's not like alcoholic shakes. I think it's just because I got like high blood pressure. I've got this patch at home I'm supposed to wear for my blood pressure, but I didn't bring it with me. So I might have to go on one of those meds. They're going to keep me here till Thursday. Then I'm supposed to go into this like outpatient program. So they're still going to be keeping tabs on me. But I'll be able to go back to work and stuff like that. I don't know. I can't say I feel much different. I just feel like me, but without any type of drugs or alcohol, I guess. Well, nicotine's still kind of a drug. Hide in the tree. Like a little walking path down here. Not sure if I'm allowed to go down there. Looks like it could be nice. And there's a hammock. Nobody's used it since I've been here, though. The rain let up for a little bit. Mainly, I've just been fighting the boredom. And they gave me something to help me sleep last night. But I slept for like 2 hours and then I had the fucking worst nightmare, like the most horrible nightmare. And I was on like sleep paralysis. Like I was trying to wake up, but it was like so hard to force myself to wake up. And then once I woke up, I didn't want to go back to sleep. I didn't want to go back into that fucked up dream. So I stayed up and watched Hellbound, Hellraiser #2. Watched that for a little while. It kind of calmed me down. Yeah, other than that, it's been pretty chill. Got my family's helping me get my rent paid today. At least that's the plan. My roommate, hummingbird. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, my roommate didn't even know I was gone because my car was still there. I feel like I could just keep chain smoking forever. I read one of those sobriety handbooks or whatever. It's all like that AA based shit. So, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, there's some good advice in there. Comes another one up the driveway. Don't know who that is. Hi. I'll stuff you in my pocket and I'll show you my room. It's my little living space. We got the plush elephants. We're supposed to keep the doors open at night because they come in to check on us while we're sleeping. Not creepy at all. Where I hang my hat. I have my own TV, but I haven't used it since I've been here. Nice little view out the window. A comfy chair. Shit's kind of all cluttered on the side table here. Oh, I did bring more clothes. That's good to know. Forgot I even put this in there. Got me a pair of swim trunks, oversized, because I didn't have any. Dirty clothes. My bed. Nice little piece of artwork on the wall. I did have my shit hanging in the closet, but like after I got my laundry done, I was like, I only have like 3 shirts, so not really much point in hanging them up. And this is my space. Mainly just the battle with boredom. Trying to figure out what to do with myself in here. Just read, play games, eat. So it's almost lunchtime, but today is the earliest I've woken up since I've been here. I've been sleeping in until like 10, 11 o'clock. They serve lunch at like 11:30. So today was the first day that I've actually been up in time for breakfast, but the breakfast is already gone by the time I got out there. So I had some leftover grilled cheese from yesterday. Then I took a shower. And it's kind of like being in jail. Just being here, like doing push-ups or something. I just have no motivation to do any of that. But the bed's comfortable. I feel comfortable. After a walk yesterday, I slept on the floor under the TV right there. Just a perfect little spot. Curl up at. Just trying to like figure out how to relate to people in here. And the one thing we all have in common is we're all like addicts and alcoholics or whatever, I guess. I start to feel like, I'm not that bad off. Probably could have done this on my own, maybe, but obviously not, because I'm here. People's stories, it's all fucked. We go through some really fucked up shit, I know it could have gotten a lot worse for me. Drinking a sparkling water, guava. I still never figured out what happened to my earbuds. What's up, Tobin? Good to see you. I have no headphones or earbuds. It's kind of exposed. Listening to a lot of music when I can. I try not to like disturb everybody else in the house, but I kind of like put on movies and stuff. I don't know. All that shit kind of bugs me a little bit. It's the loud noises. Just been wanting a lot of quiet meditation and music for me. Mainly, I just really, really want to get stoned. I keep telling them that like every day, and they're like, "Yeah, as long as you don't like, start drinking and doing other drugs and whatever, getting stoned, like whatever, but can't do it here. And I can't leave, and I can't have anybody come over, so like I can get a pot delivery or anything, even if I could afford it, which I can't. And I've got like $100 to my name. I'm still waiting on my disability to come through. Which they said, I don't know, I'm supposed to do something for disability, but haven't quite figured out what that is. I'm gonna have to call them and find out. I don't know how my connection is here, but hey, buddy, how you doing? I can't hear you. I don't know if it's me or.
No.
Yeah, there you are.
Are
How's
you
it going?
getting an echo?
No echo here.
Cool. I
Check
guess I
my
don't need my headphones.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to my next door roommate earlier. I guess he's getting out today or tomorrow. Oh, we lost you. Feel free to come on back. They gave me the option. I mean, I guess I could have left tomorrow or today, one of those two. But they offered for me to stay till Thursday, so it's like, yeah, might be best because I'm still having some of those nasty cravings. My head keeps telling me, oh, once I get out of here, it's like, full reset. I can just, go back to doing what I normally do. But obviously that wasn't working. So,
My fat thumb grazed part of the screen.
so it happens.
Heck yeah, man. That
Yeah.
sounds nice to me. I mean, they give you muffins and food and stuff and take care of laundry. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. They do everything for us here. Like, I don't have to really worry about any type of responsibilities. Just, feed yourself and take care of yourself. And like everybody who works here has like formerly been in a program. So like they all everybody has experience with it, you know. And yeah, it's been tempting. So lots of uh, lots of nice people here. I keep having to remind myself, I'm like, oh yeah, you're not here to like make friends. I mean, you can make friends, make connections, but not like that, like type of thing. We've pretty much just been pounding the fluids. Lots of coffee, lots of water.
Right on.
Yeah, it's hard because I really I can't tell people well, I guess I can, but it's uncomfortable to like tell people like what's in my mind because everybody here is like really focused on the 12 steps and give it to God and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever you say, man, do that. But they don't like force us to do meetings or whatever. We were supposed to have a nightly meeting the other night, but the guy who was supposed to run it never showed up. So we kind of just like had our own group, and so that was cool, you know, just kind of getting to run our own program a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what really helps get through those kind of like internal struggles that we have is having a good support system, having some people you can sit down and talk with and like really open up with.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like the weak link in the chain. Like everybody who's here has like been through some kind of like recovery program in the past. Like this is like pretty much my first one. I mean, other than like what I tried a couple weeks ago. But as far as like living in like a sober living house or whatever, and everybody else I think is pretty much planning on going like into another like long term sober living environment after this. But I was like pretty much like, well, I kind of just want to go home and clean my room and go back to work, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like meditation. I've heard the idea that well, how do you know when you're done with meditation? When you're done meditating.
Yeah, come to the conclusion on your own. But I think I kind of obligated myself to being here through Thursday since I already kind of made that decision. So, I mean, technically, I can just leave any time, but then, you know, it's kind of like one of those things like, well, if you do that, then it's harder to come back if you need to, or, you know, maybe you can't come back or whatever. Hey, Silverwolf, good to see you.
What's up, Silver?
Yeah, I've been getting a text. I haven't really been replying to a lot of texts, so sorry about that. Like, I've just been like when I wake up and I get texts and then I just kind of like try to just start my day and like just focus on what I'm doing here and getting myself out of bed. It's easy to just stay in bed all day and I could I think a couple of people that were here when I first got here, that's what they were doing. They were just like, you know, kind of staying in their rooms and sleeping it off. But I was like, after the first night, I was like ready to go. Just like all full of energy. We took the first walk on my second day here, and it was pretty short, so I was kind of like disappointed a little bit. And then so yesterday, I told him I was like, I want to go like because we were going downhill. I was like, I want to go up that hill. Like I'm used to doing like 3 4 mile hikes like uphill, you know. So we kind of had the compromise. Like we went down, and then there's like a little track, like a athletic field down there. So we went around that a couple of times, and then we were coming back up the hill, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna run it. And I started running it, and then I wore myself out pretty quick. And then another guy is here. He's pretty fit, so he went and passed me up. um, my legs were giving out, and he was like, "You tired?" And he just kept going. I was like, "Damn, I was getting it."
they're all really cool people. It's a good environment to be in. Everybody's really supportive.
Heck yeah.
So I'm glad. I feel fortunate that I got in here. You know, like normally this program costs like quite a bit of money, but they pretty much like my insurance covered part of it, and the rest of the fees they just kind of gave me a waiver for. So, but yeah, it would have been pretty expensive to try to pay for it on my own.
Which is it's crazy that we have healthcare that is outpriced for most people or a lot of people.
Yeah, well, and this is like one of those private places to where like so it's not run by like the county or whatever or the state. So like most of the other places you go into like they're like really like Nazi-esque. Like you're not allowed to use you're only allowed to use your phone like 1 hour a day, and then they take your phone and they go through all your stuff. I mean, they went through my stuff when I got here, but it wasn't like really strict, you know. They just wanted to make sure I didn't have any like drugs or alcohol with me. And then like even the other day when I ran out of cigarettes, I just like told the guy, I was like, man, I ran myself out of cigarettes. He's like, oh, you know, I'll go get you some smokes. So all right, cool. So I got that too. At least I don't have to like
They even
cold
need somebody who will run errands. Damn.
Yeah. Can you get me beer as well? No. But yeah, we've got like Netflix and I think some other streaming service like Hulu or something like that. But so I don't use any of that shit. I've just been watching movies on Tubi when I do, watching a couple YouTube videos, but mostly just music. I've been logged in just to my music channel, just so I can like keep some good music flowing. And there's a guitar here, so I'm kind of able to play the guitar too. But it's in the living room, so I have to like pick times when I'm not like disturbing everybody else or whatever. But it's been weird because it's like I know all these songs, but it's like I'm having to almost like relearn to play the guitar while I'm sober. It's like I know what I'm trying to do, but my fingers won't cooperate.
I would bet too you have a lot on your mind too. It's probably a bit more harder to focus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I tried to contact my son's mom through our. Well, I'm not allowed to contact her directly, but we have like this app we're supposed to communicate through. So I like put my location on there and sent her a message that I was in treatment, but she didn't respond. And then I called her sister, and then her sister pretty much told me to go fuck myself. So that was kind of rough, you know. So yeah, I still haven't gotten to talk to my kid or anything like that. I'm like, but I'm clean. I'm in like a sober environment, you know, like which is what they said they wanted me to do, but apparently now that's not good enough. So trying to process that, which means after I get out of here, it means just going back to court and going through all those motions again. Big trigger. I'm gonna have to deal with all that shit. It's crazy too, because like before I came in, I was supposed to come in last Thursday, and then I talked to them, and they were like, "Well, just come in today." And I still had my stash, and I was like, "Okay, I'll come in tomorrow." And then they kept calling me every day, and it's like finally on Sunday I was like, I'm just gonna whatever's left, I'm just gonna do all the rest of the drugs. And so I just did all the rest of the drugs I had, and then I got rid of it, the pipe and shit, and then I just said, okay, come get me now, come get me now, and so I did. So when I came in, I was pretty much like already cleaned up off the alcohol because I didn't have very much to drink, but I was like, totally loaded up on freaking meth, and so, but I was like, I'd been up pretty much for like 3 days, so they just gave me a little something to help me sleep, and then I just freaking slept it off, and I woke up and I was like, felt pretty normal, and so that's pretty much how I've been pretty normal since, for the most part. But I don't have the desire to do speed, but definitely still have the desire to drink and smoke weed. Which I don't know, like I'm always like conflicted about weed. Like I don't feel like it's really like harmful. Like, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Like it makes me lazy too much, but it doesn't like cause me problems at work and with my family.
Yeah, being functional and taking care of responsibilities and stuff like that are, that is manageable on weed, marijuana. I just wonder now though, like with this, a lot of the self-reflection I've been doing is like how much of it is just a learned behavior and like a societal thing. Like it's been illegal and it was something risky to do, and like being a part of that culture, like how much of my use of that drug is actually more, just because of the society I live in.
Yeah, it's
Like how
weird
much
here
am I
to
addicted to it?
legalize it too, because like I still know people who are like all paranoid about having it and stuff, and I'm like, it's totally legal. Like you can have up to an ounce, and the cops won't do anything. And I tested it too when I went down to the dispensary out in Richmond, like when I first moved down here, and I went to the dispensary and I got some pot, and I just sat there at the bench, like right in the middle of downtown. I rolled up a joint, and then there was this cop, like sitting at the traffic light. He was like right behind me, and he had his windows down and stuff. And I was like sitting there with this joint in my hand, and I was like, should I? Shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm gonna test this theory, and I just lit up the joint right there on the street, and I started smoking. And he just kind of looked over at me, and then he just drove off. Like so it's like not even any like legal risk to it anymore over here. Like okay, so I can just smoke weed on the street and nobody cares.
Yeah, see, like if it was like that for me growing up, I don't know how much of a drive, because it was more like a, a protest in a way. Like I don't know how much of a drive I would to have to actually want to smoke it. I don't know.
Yeah, I always feel like it helps to like calm my mind because my mind's always like going a million different directions, and it just helps me focus. Like I can concentrate on like one task and not like have my ADD or whatever like start shooting off all over the place.
See, like Kendra, she likes to use it because she has a harder time eating and it helps her have an appetite. But I don't personally have like a reason why I smoke. Like I'm not doing it to help me in any type of way. I've never given myself a reason. I don't know what it's actually doing to me. I don't know. It's just something I've started recently thinking about a lot more lately.
I know when I first started, like I just felt like it made me feel more creative. Like I get a lot, like when first started writing music, like me and my buddy, we would just like sit down and get stoned, and then we'd start getting all these ideas for songs, and then we'd just, write a whole album, just get stoned and just start writing stuff out of the blue, like it just came to us. But then like after a while it seemed like it just made me like lazier, I had smoked too much and then I just couldn't even like think about anything. It was just like draw a blank and go all zombie, So it's like maintaining that balance, like not using too much just because you can.
I definitely smoke a lot whenever I am writing. Like the breaking it up and like cleaning out the pipe and stuff like that. Those are like things I can do while I am thinking. Like doing all those little rituals that go along with smoking are something that are a part of my writing process for sure.
Yeah. When I was in the other program too, there was another girl who was talking about microdosing psilocybin, and I was like thinking about it. I was like, the last time I microdosed, I kind of like freaked out, but I was really drunk that day, so I forgot that I had microdosed. Like my friend had given me a cap, like right when I got to practice because we were doing band practice, but I was already drunk. So like as we got into it, I like totally forgot that I had taken it. And then I like started freaking out. I was like, did I take something? Did I take something? And my friend was like, no, dude, you're all right. You're all right. But I like broke down and I was like on the floor with my guitar crying. And I was like, couldn't remember how to play a chord. And I was like, it's just so intense. But yeah, I think that was also because I was just so drunk,
Those caps though, I don't think there's a specific, dosage in a cap. Like I feel like I've eaten a small one and gotten totally obliterated, but also have eaten a big one and not really felt much. I don't know what it is about that.
Yeah, it can definitely like depend on your state of mind, like where your head's at when you do it. Like as that's what they say, like if you take it when you're already in like a weird mood, then you're probably gonna have a bad trip. But if you like take it and you're kind of in high spirits, then you're probably gonna like get uplifted,
Yeah, it's a mood enhancer. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Sounds like the first thing I want to do. Like usually on Sundays, I would be in the studio with my band, and we'd all be just doing our thing. It's like, yeah, it feels so weird right now not doing that. But but I really haven't like practiced in months with those guys. Like it's been like pretty sporadic. Like we've all had our own shit going on, so they know where I'm at. Hey, what's up, Atheist Mo? Good to see you.
Atheist Mo, what's up?
Yeah, he's at work right now.
Yeah. Probably one of my worst trips was I ate some acid and then this girl that I considered a friend at the time called me up and was asking me to come over, and there's this other guy there, and like he was going to like she thinks she's gonna get raped. It went on to go probably spent like close to an hour on the phone with this girl before my friend was like, dude, you need to hang up that phone. You should not be driving anywhere. You should not try to be going anywhere to go help her or anything. But she was definitely just fucking with me. I found out later through other friends that were there with her at the time. But she put one on me, dude. Holy shit. Totally
Had something like
made me
that.
have a breakdown.
The first time I took acid, I was with my drummer and another buddy of ours. We had gone over to his place to jam. My drum set's still over there, and I don't think I've only been back there like one time since. We had done some speed and we were drinking and we were jamming, and then he was like, "Oh, I know where we can get some acid. Let's go over here." So we went over to this other guy's house, and I dropped the tab, and I remember my drummer like looking at me and he shook his head. I was like, "Okay." And he told me later that he never took the acid. He just like stuffed it in his pocket, the drummer. But me and the other guy, we had both taken the acid, and I was feeling it. I was feeling pretty good. And then we got back in the car and we went back to his house. And when we got there, it was like he wanted to play some music, and it was like everything felt like so like I was playing the instrument, but it didn't feel like it was me playing the bass. Like I felt like I was like in somebody else's body or something. And then I just started like just losing it. I remember I was hiding behind like this wooden chair. So it was like a wooden chair with like slats. So like you could like see right through it. Like I felt like I was hiding behind it. But he's like, dude, I can see you, right? Like you're not hidden at all. And then he's looking at my drummer, he's going, "What's wrong with this dude?" And he's like, "I think he's high as fuck." And I was just like behind this chair, just cracking up, just losing my shit, laughing, and I was crying, and I was like, and then yeah, I finally came down off the acid. The speed was still like, the speed was still in me. So like, I ended up laying there. They put a mattress on the floor, and I just laid on this mattress on the floor all night, just like rolling around, all up in my head, just tripping. And then yeah, I got up the next morning. I had shit really bad. So I went driving like all over town looking for there's like so many bathrooms I could have used, but for some reason I was like afraid to go inside anywhere. Just drove around.
They're all
And,
looking at
yeah.
me. They're all looking at me.
Then I ended up going back to his house, and I relieved myself into the newspaper. I used a newspaper. I just rolled it up and I threw it in his recycling bin, and I left. And then he called me up later on. He's like, "Dude, did you take a shit in my trash can?" I was like, "No." I didn't do that.
Oh man. Yeah.
That was wild.
I've had plenty of that stuff. I'm like, I've been on the other side. Like, I don't really care to go back anymore. I don't think
Yeah.
if somebody came to me and was like, "Here, you can have this for free," I'd probably turn it down. Dude, I've had some pretty crazy experiences with that stuff, and some of it was very enjoyable, and it was very colorful and fun. But the times that were like um dangerous, they were really fucking not in the best way.
The other time I did it, I took some of the liquid LSD, some dudes I met down by the river when I was in my office, and I didn't think it was that strong. Like I took it and I was like, "Ooh, this is cool," and hung out for a while. And then the dudes were like, "All right, we gotta go. We're taking off. You gonna be all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool." I went back in my office and I started watching cartoons. I was having a good old time. I went downstairs to have a cigarette, and my key office. So like the door to my office was like completely wide open, but to be in there. And I walked out, use electronic key fob to get back in. And so I was smoking, and then I realized I was locked out. And I was like trying to get back into my office. And then like the next morning, I was just still tripping balls, and I was walking around, and I had like nothing but like I think I had no shoes. I had no shoes, no shirt, and I was just in my pajama pants. And I was just baking in the sun. And so I walked down to the 7-Eleven. I just sat down there by the 7-Eleven for like 5 hours. And then like people just kept giving me money and like asking me if I needed anything. I was like, yeah, I'll take some water. Yeah, I'll take a beer. And people just kept giving me stuff. But I was just sitting there frying balls in the dirt, like next to the 7-Eleven until the dude came out and he's like, you gotta take off, man. And so then I walked back towards the office, and there's this homeless guy that lived out there, and he had a couch, and he was kind of like hidden in the bushes. I had seen him like all the time when I was down there, so I was like, "Do you mind if I just like hang out here for a while?" I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And then he told me his whole story. He was cool. His name was Kevin too, and so we ended up talking for a while, and then finally, like later on, like I ended up seeing these two ladies walk into the office, and I was just like sitting out in the lobby. And so like I started banging on the door, and when she came to the door, I just put my foot in the door, and I was like, "No, like I have to get in." She said, "I can't let you in," and I was like, I rent here. Like I'm supposed to be here. I just locked myself out." And so I just like literally just forced my way in, and I was like, see, this is my office. This is my office. And then so I finally got back in, but I had to like push my way in through the door. Like she wasn't gonna let me in, and I looked totally fucked up. I know I looked totally raw. But yeah, it was so strange. But yeah, that one hit me like way harder because it like over time it just like I kept peeking and peeking like all night and all the next day. Like it wouldn't wear off.
Yeah, it does. Some of that stuff has a different way of hitting you.
Yeah.
Some will hit you like almost instantaneously. Like you start feeling it in your gut, and then all of a sudden the walls are crawling and stuff. And then some of it takes like it feels like you just got a body high, and then a little while later you're like, oh my goodness, the world is melting right in front of me right now.
Yeah. It definitely was. Because I felt like I was in one of those modes like, am I gonna be stuck like this forever? Like, is this just like my new normal?
I've been with a group of friends, and we're walking around the neighborhood, and we'd have these moments where we would be very conscious that we're walking around and there's other people outside and stuff, and like we should act normal and stuff. And then slowly but surely, we would start acting out a little more and laughing and like kind of running around and like acting crazy. And then one of us would be like, "Whoa, hey, dude, you're fucking tripping out and everybody's watching you." Like it would start this whole little cycle of like going into this like freak out where we're being like really expressive and um laughing and messing with each other to being really paranoid and like huddling up and being like, okay, we need to stop freaking out.
For
But
sure.
that's
For
why
sure.
we took it, right?
Hey, what's up, Dr. Mordecai? Good to see you. Yes, the ape lives.
Dr.
I
Mordecai.
am alive. And I guess that's what matters. Hey, Mikey, good to see you. Mikey Seuss for gang's all here. Yeah. Just kind of my little check-in, hanging out, trying to, I don't know, stay out of my head a little bit. It's kind of like a little irritable when I woke up this morning. It's like I said, I didn't really like sleep great last night. I had to like write it down because I had just the fucking craziest nightmare. Like I was trapped inside this house, and there were all these kids, and then there were like these kids, and they were inside the TV, like this TV, and then like every time like I turned the corner into the next room, like it was the same TV, and like the kids were like they were like reaching out of the TV, and they were like trying to pull me into the TV. And like I knew I was dreaming, so I kept like telling myself, "Wake up, you gotta wake up." And I got like one eye open. I could see my closet, like in the room here, but like my other eye wouldn't open, and it was still seeing the dream. And I was like, I kept like telling myself, like, "You have to wake up, like wake up." And then there was like sleep paralysis, like I was stuck there for a while. And then finally, I like made myself wake up, and then like I didn't want to go back to sleep. I went up. I told the nurse, I was like, "Is there anything you can give me to like counteract this drug, this sleeping pill?" And she was like, "No, you should just try to go back to sleep." I was like, "I'm not going back to sleep. I am not having that dream again. It's just not happening ever. Like I'm not going back into that dream. It will kill me. I swear I will die if I dream that dream." Like, it was definitely one of the most terrifying dreams I've ever had. I can't even like describe the whole thing. The ape grabbed a pork cup in each hand. I might. I might. I don't know. I don't know what this means, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of crying. See colors when you wake. I see some colors as well. Like when I look at the carpet, like I kind of see like spots of different colors. But I think it's just because of my astigmatism or something. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely done a fair amount of crying since I've been here. Not as much as I would have thought, but a little bit. I'm still like processing some emotions, but I'm kind of a little bit numb too.
Gotta get it out.
Yeah, it's like reality still sinking in. But yeah, said I got another 5 days here, so just gonna try to make the best of it and figure out how to live with my own mind when it's not on drugs.
Well, you got a lot of creating to do, dude. I want to hear an album.
Yeah, yeah, that's the next step. I mean, I finished that song before I left, but I still couldn't like. It's hard to like play it all the way through because I have like all the different parts in my head, but I can only play like one part at a time. So like I got to get the guitar part down, and then the bass line down, and then figure out the drums. It's like, yeah, I figure I can record all of that myself. I just have to get back into like the multi-track recording and stuff. but I have like
How much?
very specific.
How much like writing do you do? Like actually putting it
Well, I
on
mean, I
paper?
used to get songs every day, but yeah, I really haven't been writing as much as I should. Like
Hey guys.
it's been kind of hard to pick writers. You know? Hello, Mikey. Welcome. I don't know if you can hear Mikey. Yeah, I definitely I agree with you there, Dr. Mordecai. When people talk to me, I mean, I understand them. I just like I don't know how to respond to people a lot of the time. Like, sometimes I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but like I have no idea like how I'm supposed to respond to it, or if I'm supposed to respond to it, or if I'm really like just supposed to listen or whatever, like yeah, like maybe sometimes I'm just supposed to listen and not really like.
It's good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you, Kevin and Tobin. You guys are looking good.
Thanks. Good to see you, Mikey.
Likewise, thank you.
I'm really glad to see. Yeah, I'm really glad to see you guys, and I'm also glad to see our beautiful friend out there, Silver. Yeah, sobriety does wonders. It really does. I'm a recovering alcoholic of 8 years myself, so it does wonders for you. It really does.
Yeah, it's definitely something I've never tried in my adult life, and even since I was a kid. So I'm like, this is like kind of like returning to childhood a little bit, for sure. Just relearning the things that I forgot I needed to learn in the first place.
Yeah, it's kind of a return. I mean, I started drinking. Yeah, I started a while. Yeah,
But I'm really thankful to have you guys still here with me, and still have you all as friends, and look forward to kind of getting back into a routine with this. Once my head's
oh yeah,
totally straight.
sure.
I definitely I got a lot of love for you guys, and yeah, everything I've been doing here. I think it's helped me make progress in my life. And oh, Mikey dropped out. It's okay because I probably have to get lunch before they go take it away. It's like if you're not there in time for lunch, then it goes bye-bye. So um, definitely should do that.
Right on. Yeah, go feed the dog.
Thanks, you guys, for hanging out, and I'll try and do another one soon this week. Maybe just another check-in and say hi to everybody. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you got going on too, Tobin. And you're still doing the morning shows, right?
Man, I've had to put a hiatus on it.
Okay.
I have company in town, and doing that in the mornings will be too much.
Gotcha. Well, I've
But
definitely
I
been.
will be getting back to it too.
Looking forward to. Well, much love to everyone, and yeah, I guess we're at say farewell for now, and yeah, I will definitely see everyone soon. All right, much love, be well, and stay trusty.